Hey, it's Cecil, and it's Monday, and geez, it has been it has been a while, hasn't it? Oh gosh, there's so many factors that went into how long it's been since I last uploaded, and I've missed it. I've missed it a lot. I've missed you guys a lot, but it just really has not been in the cards. By the end of September, my struggling with the summer weather was finally starting to let up a little, and I was like, oh, now it's gonna be the time, and we're gonna feel good enough to do stuff, and it's gonna be great. And then October happened. I think the world just started to feel like it was ending, to be honest, and I think that's something that all of us felt to some degree, you know? Because on the one hand, we are seeing some of the worst of humanity, and on the other hand, we are seeing the citizens of the world come together with common goals, organization like I've never seen before on such a wide scale. And it's a lot. It's a lot to be afraid for people that you care about and to also be amazed by everyone's humanity. If you know anything about chronic illness, stress is a major factor in your health as it is, right? The more stressed you are, the harder of a time your body has with healing, with recovering. That's just kind of how it is. And for me, that has definitely been more true than I even realized until recently. But I don't regret being stressed. I think with how bad this winter was weather-wise, with it was hot, it was cold, it was below freezing, it was raining, it was snowing, it was so much weather happening, you know? I think that no matter what, I would have been in too much pain to do much of anything in the content creation department. No matter what, I think this winter would have been hard on my body, and I would have had to take a bit of a step back from content creation until about now, March. January and February are hard anyways, right? Like coming out of the holidays and it's really dark and it's unpleasant outside and it's normal. I usually have that winter depression. So, you know, it is what it is, but I've missed this. But I don't regret caring, and I'm going to keep caring. Could never regret watching the news, bearing witness. I could never regret helping to repost news stories or stories from people on the ground in Gaza. I think I said something about the world ending, and I don't mean the literal world, but I think this era of human history might be crumbling. This era of imperialism, supremacy culture, hyper-individualism, late-stage capitalism, the era of empire, I think it's ending. I don't think the citizens of the world are tolerating it anymore. That is a very scary and overwhelming time to be living in, but it's also a time to imagine a new world. In the midst of, all of this, I had written down my 5 promises for 2024, and then more stuff just kept happening, and I kept not being able to film it, and I really had to sit with these concepts and think what they meant to me. After a lot of pacing and pondering and journaling, oh god, my hands hurt, but I've been journaling so much anyways. I think I know. So let's get into it. Over the last year, I have been trying to do more to increase accessibility for my content with adding alt text to the images that I post on the platforms that have that as an option, be it a stream schedule, commission info, a piece of artwork, etc. This year, I would like to further that by trying to add proper subtitles onto my YouTube videos, and hopefully that is something that you guys are actually seeing here. I've been relying on YouTube's auto caption function, but as somebody who has a hard time with audio processing anyways, I know that the auto captions are not always the best. So I will try to utilize the caption feature in my editing software or a program like CapCut and hopefully get captions that I can edit easily after they are generated and then have them be correct. So whether it's directly on the screen here or if it is like a file that I export and then copy paste into YouTube, that is that is what I would like to do, especially since there have been instances of confusion where I said the right thing and my graphics said the right thing, but YouTube still decided to put the wrong thing in auto chapters, in auto captions, etc. And I need YouTube to work with me here. Why? My fingers like disappear right here. Wow. Light bending. If you take a quick look through my channel, you will know that I am a book lover, but since high school, my relationship with reading has been going through a dry spell. I have been reading like academic papers, I've read some fan fiction, but I haven't been able to just sit down with a book in a long time. But over the last few months, I have been trying to reignite my love for reading. And wouldn't you know, in the midst of this, a friend of mine comes to me with an idea. We could start a podcast. And we started a podcast. It is a book club podcast with a focus on people who have never been in a book club, who want to deepen their reading experience, who want to start reading with a bit more of a critical thinking. We stream podcast episodes, and there will be one on Saturday on John's channel, which I will link down below, as well as a link to the podcast playlist here on YouTube. It'll be fun. We'll be talking about books. This month we're talking about Shadow and Bone, so yeah. I'm really getting bothered by this. That curtain is not doing anything to, like, interrupt the light. This one is the hardest. It is always hard to promote myself in any way, and it is the hardest to promote myself in a way to further my hopes to reach independence financially. But it feels harder knowing that everybody is struggling, especially in this economy, especially in the state of the world, and I am struggling. My disability has kept me from being able to work a traditional job, which means this is all I've got, and I never tell people how to support me. So I will do better at creating supporter rewards on Ko-fi and promoting that they exist, including exclusives and early access items. And if this is the first that you are hearing that I have a Ko-fi, that is proof of my point. I do have a Ko-fi. Every month I post an update about what I'm hoping to be able to accomplish content-wise. I also post a supporter-exclusive blog post for all tiers. There are 5 monthly support tiers ranging from $2 to $25 monthly, and that is the best way to support me. I appreciate everybody who subscribes or, you know, cheers bits on Twitch and all of that, but Twitch has a payout. Ko-fi does not. If you support me on Ko-fi, that goes right to me and is something that I can utilize for existing. Right now, I have a $500 goal for the first quarter of the year, which is broken down into sections. The first is bills, which are luckily all covered. The one that I'm working on right now is accessibility and quality of life items, just stuff that I would like to get my hands on to hopefully accommodate my disabilities a little bit more here at home. And then savings and mutual aid. Even just buying me a coffee would mean a lot. If you have been here and you like what I do and you would like to support me to be able to keep doing this and not feel anxious, yeah, okay. I did that without throwing up. Let's go. And on the topic of disability, my therapist and I have been working on something called acceptance and commitment therapy, which is a difficult one, but important. I am trying to accept my reality that I am disabled and everything that comes with that. I've known that I'm disabled for a long time, but truly comprehending it, I think, is hard because I'm like, I know it, therefore I should be good because I know it. That's not how that works. Accepting that I have limitations, that there are things that are outside of my control, that sometimes, even as I try to account for every possible factor, sometimes things just pop up. I am going to be forgiving of myself as I was last year, and I am going to continue to use everything I've learned about the patterns of my health and my limitations to pace myself in how to make a successful content plan, and as well as learning how to work with inconsistencies in the schedule that will happen. Those will happen, and I'm going to work so hard at accepting that those will happen. This final one is something that I sort of talked about in the beginning of the video. I want to be more dedicated to community care and mutual aid. I have started with an action plan on that, trying to talk to people who live closer to me, and learning about activism and advocacy groups in my area to try and get involved with. And I don't know entirely what it's going to look like, but I am looking forward to learning, and I hope to take you guys along with me for that. And hey, speaking of community, why don't you join us over on Discord? My Discord server is soon, probably in the beginning of April, going to be going through a huge overhaul to become more of a community space and hopefully be a little bit more organized. But it's a good time over there, and usually if there is some sort of sudden change in schedule, that is where I'm going to let you guys know, and it's just a place to hang out if you want to join us. Let's take care of each other, because if we don't, who will, right? I have felt flustered through the entire making of this video. I'm so out of practice, and I definitely need to get better at it again. But that's okay, because we got videos lined up for March, and it's going to be a fun time. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and leave a comment below. I know it's a couple months into the new year now, but what were some of your goals for 2024? Are you making progress on them? And if not, that is okay, because you can just start working on them whenever you are physically, mentally, and emotionally capable of doing it. The year isn't ruined. You can start working on it now, and it's okay. You can follow me in the links in the description box below, including the Discord, as I mentioned, as well as my Ko-fi, where you can support me as a one-off or a monthly. It would greatly help me. That is also where I have posted more information on the accessibility items that I am hoping to acquire. And of course, subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next one.